Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture of Python programming. In this lecture, we are going to study all the types of files that we create in Python. Now, in this lecture we mainly study through the file through this file because in this I think from as compared to code, theory is more important. So reading a file means retrieving data stored inside a file. Okay, it means you retrieve that data. You what okay retrieve that data which is stored in the file, so it can be processed by a Python program. For example, file is equal to open student.txt and read. You have to make a double column and then r means read, and print file dot read, because file you have named a file. Okay, if you named tushar, then tushar dot read, and then tushar dot close. Okay, when you open the file, you open. Okay, and then you also have to close the notebook na. So that in the same way you have to close the file also. Okay, now writing files. Writing creates a new file or overwrites the existing content with new data. Okay, it means either you have to create a new file, or you only want to uh, create a new data in the existing file. You have to use in both situations the writing file format. Okay, in this you write a file is equal to open student.txt and w means write, and then file dot write welcome to execution lab, and then same in the same way you write file dot close. W mode deletes old content before writing. Okay, so before writing they delete old content. Now append adds new data at the end of a file without removing existing content. Okay, without removing existing content, append does what does they without removing existing content, they add your data in the for example, you have taken the list. Okay, so in that list some content is given, and now you want to add some content in that list. So name that list dot append, and whatever data you have to add in the end of that list, you put in that append, and they'll automatically add in that list. So file is equal to open student.txt is equal to a means append. Okay, remember a means append. File dot write slash and python codes completed. 4 file mode. So file mode specify how a file should be opened. It means how file is going to be opened. For example, for reading, for writing, for appending, etc. For example, here is some modes are given. For example, reading mode, writing mode, append. X means create new file. X means if you give an X, then it means create new file. R plus means read and write. W plus means write and read. It means it will write and read also. A plus means append and read. Okay, so plus means read extra. Okay, in the read only context, R plus means read plus write. Okay, RB means read binary. WB means write binary. CSV files, a CSV comma separated files. Okay, what is the full form of CSV? CSV full form is comma separated values. Okay, comma separated values file stores tabular data. It stores tabular data where each value is separated by commas. For example, see this CSV dot writer, each value is separated by comma. Import CSV with open students.csv new line as file. um, Writer is equal to csv dot writer file, then writer dot write row name comma cgp, and then write dot write row tushar comma 8.74. JSON files. What is the full form of JSON? JSON is Java script object notation. stores a structured data in key value format. Okay, what is the key value format? Key ratio value. This is the key value format. Okay, this is key name. Name is key, and Tushar is your value. See, GPA is key, and 8.74 is your value. So, store JSON JavaScript object notation stores structured data in a key value format and is widely used for APIs and database. What is meant by API? Application Programming Interface. Okay, and databases. Example: import JSON. Student is equal to, and you can assign key value pairs in this format. With open, student.json write as file, json.dump student comma file comma indent reading JSON with open data print data. With statement, the with statement automatically opens and close a file. Okay, with statement automatically opens and close a file. It means you don't have to open and close a file by you, making file handling safer and cleaner. Okay, so it handling of file handling safer and cleaner. Example: with open student.txt rs file, print file.read. You don't need to write file.close. So now moving forward to operating system module. What is meant by OS module? Operating system module, sorry, the operating system module allows Python to interact with the operating system, such as creating, deleting, renaming, and managing files and folders. Example: import operating system. So import operating system, print operating system dot get CWD. What is meant by CWD? CW means current working directory. Okay, it means whatever you are in which directory, your current directory get printed by this. Okay, create folder os.mkdir. Okay, execution lab, rename file. For creating folder we write mkdir. For renaming file we write os.rename old.txt and new.txt. For example, it means old.txt convert into new.txt. Okay, for delete file os.remove student.txt. For check file exists, we write os.path.exists student.txt. So moving to the topic, oops. What is class? A class is a blueprint or template used to create objects with similar properties and behaviors. When if I have to explain it in my language, then I explain it like, for example, take a factory of car, and suppose in that you are making a design first before making a actual car. You make it a car design on the paper. Okay, so that car design is a class. Okay, and what is object then? The information or data that you provide that car in real manufacturing. For example, white, color, and etc, etc. The information, the data that you are given to that car is called an object. If you have to define that, then class is student pass. You are making the class here, and then you are defining that the student into object. Now, what is constructor? A constructor is a special method that automatically executes when an object is created. Here, object is created, and this function, this constructor automatically called by this object and initializes its data. Self. Self refers to the current object that is calling the method. Okay, this is the current object that is calling the method. Name. Self.name. Instance variables. Instance variables belong to individual objects, so each object stores its own copy of the data. Instance variable This is an instance variable, self dot name. Instance variables belong to individual objects, so each object stored its own copy of the data. Okay, it's store on data. Class variables. Class variables are shared by all objects of the class. Class variables are shared by all objects of the class. For example, class student university is equal to LPU. Class variables are shared by all objects of the class. Now methods. Methods are functions defined inside a class that describe the behavior of objects. Now what is method? This is our class, and student.get is a method. Encapsulation. Encapsulation protects an object's data by restricting direct access and providing controlled access through methods. For example, if you go into the bank and see it, bank never allow you to see open the ATM and see your money. Okay, there is a process to put your pin into the ATM machine, and then you have to see your what is the balance out there, and then you uh, withdraw your money. So encapsulation is that way in which you protects an object's data by restricting direct access and providing controlled access through methods. Basically, you pack that data into various branches. For example, show balance and etc. Inheritance. Inheritance allows one class to acquire the properties and methods of another class. What it means, for example, if you have parent class in which some information is there, and child class in which some information is there, so child class can inherit the information of the parent class, and that method is called inheritance. For example, class animal, and here animal parent class defines sound, that is animal sound. Now dog animal, here we are inheriting the properties of the parent class, so pass dog is equal to dog and dog dot sound, and it is now working. Now polymorphism. Polymorphism allows the same method name to perform different behaviors depending on the object. Okay, so polymorphism allows the same method name to perform different behaviors. Okay, it means the same method name can perform different behavior. For example, sound self is equal to bark. Now cat can sound like meow. So the same method performing different behaviors. Okay, that is polymorphism. Method overloading. Method overloading means using the same method name with different parameters. For example, self comma a comma b is equal to 0, c is equal to 0. Python typically achieves this using default arguments or variable length arguments because it does not support the true method overloading. Okay, yes. In Python, method overloading is not allowed. So Python achieve this by default arguments or variable length arguments. See this. Method overriding allows a child class to replace the implementation of a parent class method. Okay, overriding allows a child class to replace the implementation. It means it replaces the parent class method. It means that is not uh, going to be work for. Firstly, child class is going to perform their task. Abstraction. Abstraction hides implementation details and exposes only the essential features to the user. For example, in bank, there is various tasks to have, but the normal user see their bank account and only their information, not the unnecessary complexities that banks have. So abstraction is that method which hides implementation details. All the implementation details you don't have to go on that, and only you have to see the information that you need. Magic methods. Magic methods are init string length add are method special methods surrounded by double underscores that customize the behavior of objects. Decorators. A decorator modifies or extends the behavior of a function or method without changing its original code. It means it help in extend the behavior of a function. Property decoder. The add the property decoder allows a method to be accessed like an attribute. Okay, you can access it like an attribute while still controlling how the value is retrieved. For example, class student at the property def university self return LPU. Static method belongs to the class and does not access instance or class data. A, Now class method. What is class method? A class method works with the same with the class itself using the columns parameter instead of an object. For example, um, class method here is university is equal to LPU. Now, if you if various class is there, okay, and you if you print the university, then it is printing LPU. But uh, so all the methods are printing are using the class method. Now if you change only this line, then they all changing their information and all now print whatever you have changed in it. Multiple inheritance means allows a class to inherit from more than one parent class. Okay, it means you can inherit from more than one parent class. For example, here we have make two parents, camera and phone. Now you are inheriting from camera and phone both, so it is called multiple inheritance. MRO. What is the full form of MRO? MRO is method resolution order. It means, for example, it means it determines the order in which Python searches parent classes for methods during inheritance. It means during inheritance, what is the order of Python to search parent classes? That is class A, class B A, C B, pass C dot MR. So thank you.